This is Josh for WashingtonHotlist.com. It's become pretty obvious to everyone watching the 2008 presidential election, specifically on the Republican side, that a lot of the hardcore primary voters for the Republicans, those big conservatives around the country, really unhappy with their choices, and it's not hard to see why. Giuliani, Romney, McCain all have their problems. All either aren't sufficiently pro-life or sufficiently in bed with the religious right or whatever, what have you. And I think a way that's really evidenced was today, a former senator from Tennessee and current actor, Law & Order, part of that Hollywood elite that everyone hates, well, at least on the right hates anyway. They couldn't stop gushing over his appearance. They're really desperate for someone else to really run for president. And just amazing that when you look at Fred Thompson, he certainly doesn't look like anyone that I would call a fresh face, but for them he really is. And I think that really just shows the discontent that there is over the current field. And Thompson says he still hasn't made up his mind whether he's going to run or not. He's still got to wait and see. Well, you know what? It's getting pretty late in the game. The fact that major states have bumped up the primaries to February, California, New York, and New Jersey, means that you can't take this wait-and-see approach really anymore. And you really can't just count on your support in Iowa and New Hampshire. These states are going to be far more important in the future. I think Iowa and New Hampshire noted that, and you know what? It's too bad for them. I don't know who died and made Iowa and New Hampshire the most important states in the country when it comes to nominating presidential candidates, but it's good to see some of the big states step in because that's where most of the people live anyway. So people are going to scream, elites, liberal elites and liberal media and blah, 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 but, if the majority of the people live in those states, they should have more of a say. So back to the Republican Party, they're really unhappy with their field. Fred Thompson, I think he's getting quite a, nice warm ovation, and I think that in the end he's ultimately going to run. And we'll see how this shakes up the rest of the race. He's obviously behind in fundraising, where Romney really has been leading the way, surprisingly. But I just wonder how long that whole flip-flop, I'm really a hunter, I'm not really a hunter game is going to last. So I think when people get a closer introspection into especially Romney's record, they're going to be even more desperate for an alternative. So maybe Fred Thompson's the answer for these guys. So we'll have to wait and see. The next few months are going to be really interesting for both sides, but specifically for the Republicans, because there's no candidate out there that really inspires the way Barack Obama inspires on the left. So we'll have to just see what happens. This is Josh from WashingtonHotlist.com.